the other song.
Preston says, we'll move on. It's cool. Preston says, yo, Zaibatsu, I'm sitting on the bus. It's raining. I got a busy day at Walmart ahead of me. Yep. I can't get that one Bless song out of my head.
Nice. What?
I hate my life. And if it weren't for that sweet, sweet minimum wage, which I barely pay the bills, I would have quit. What is the worst job you've ever had? Pat, I think you already answered this question.
No, I haven't.
That's not correct.
This job, no.
No. After you guys, because I have to scroll backwards through some stuff.
Sorry, you go.
Door-to-door sales. Trash. Nothing
You
else
did
to say.
door-to-door?
I did door-to-door.
For what?
For two things. One was for like a perfume thing that was like kind of fundraising.
How ironic.
Where you get part of the money yourself, but you also raise the funds.
Right.
And then the second thing was on behalf of a mental illness center. That was similar in that you got paid this much, but you also contributed to the center, and it was just not a fun time going door to door.
Mine would be, I was about to go, it's a co-share between this one, but one was clearly worse. Is that I worked in a Zeller's distribution center. Zeller's is it doesn't barely exist in Canada anymore.
It's like Kmart.
It's like Kmart in Canada, and basically I was in the back.
Isn't Zeller's gone?
I
think they shut down.
It was in the back distribution center where you're packing up shit. And it was just in a gigantic warehouse with no AC. Literally had a cold compress on my head all day because it was sweltering every day during the summer. And just the longest hours. And I think I might have told you this story before, but one time, my second week there, where it's the first week is whatever, I can do it. And then the second week is fuck no, I can't. And then the only thing you have to look forward to is your lunch, and someone stole my lunch out of the fridge, and I just stared at the floor super sad, and I was the most defeated I've ever been, and also shit money.
Post-eclipse, Matt.
No, fuck it. That was during the eclipse.
Okay, sorry. You just reminded me that I once, for one day, I did strawberry picking.
Fuck off.
What is that? How?
Strawberry picking some bad shit.
Because when you're 13 or 14,
yeah, that's the right age
it's
for that
the
kind of thing.
only job
You get whatever's there, yeah.
No one else will
And
hire
somehow
you.
you screwed it up.
So you go up at 5 in the morning and you wait to get picked up at the bus stop.
I didn't know about
You get on the
this.
bus, drive up north to the farm that's about an hour and a half away, and then you just stay up there and pick strawberries, and it's fucking terrible. And the shitty Asian kids in front of you are picking the bad ones and throwing them into your basket, so that when the farmer comes around and he looks and he's like, "Juste rouge, esti, juste rouge," and I'm like, I'm picking the red ones. It's not me. It's the assholes in front of me.
Throw them out of your bucket.
Yeah, well, and then
that's double the work.
And so you're you're focused on that, and something.
You paint yours red with their blood.
Yeah, and just I have that ancestral link moment where I get a vision of strawberry becoming cotton, and I'm like, nah.
I was wondering when this joke would occur.
And then eventually the farmer that gets pissed off because of the stupid Asian kids that are fucking up my thing is just go sit on the fucking truck. And I just go sit on the truck and wait for the day to end.
You look down at the strawberry and a mouth and eyes wrap around it.
And this was the day that I got in. It. This is not the day before where I stood up there at 5:30 and waited to get picked and then didn't get picked at all.
Oh, yeah.
I respect those Asian kids' hustle. They sure pulled the wool over you.
I fucking don't.
How about you, Liam? Worst job ever. It's this, isn't it?
I think the worst one ever, ironically, wasn't the worst experience. It was my uncle works at a university, and they needed someone to help with one of their computer science labs, right, over the course of a summer. And I didn't really get any info. My uncle just said, "Yeah, I got you a job for 2 weeks at
nice
the university.
Yeah.
You can stay at our place. It'll be a nice time." Staying at their place was a blast. It was near downtown. Oh, I shouldn't say where it was because that'll expose the university. But it was a nice place, and I had a fun time. And it let me save a bunch of money for Fan Expo that summer. It was great. The job, they sat me down and they were like, "Okay, we need you to use OpenGL and make a bunch of 3D models. Go." Here's your list. and I can't understate enough. I was like 13 years old, right?
Yeah,
and I'm like,
Oh, these kids are good with the computers.
and they want me to use OpenGL, not Maya, not like
Max.
proper rendering software. They want me to use OpenGL raw.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, what the fuck do I? How do I do
text
this?
pad open.
Yeah. So I had to go to went to the library at the school, and I snatched a book because I wasn't allowed to rent it because I wasn't a person. And I took a book about computer graphics, and I brought it back home, and I studied as hard as I could. And by the end of the week, I think I did 2% of the work. And I walked out with the money.
Yeah, that's
And it was like,
Did no one check?
no.
Wow.
I think at a certain point they realized I didn't know how to do it, but they didn't care also.
That's a hustle.
And like it was like an experience where you walk in, it flashes in front of your eyes, and you turn around and you've got the check in your hands, and you're like, "What happened?"
Yeah. And they didn't give a shit. You didn't give a shit.
I tried.
should have
I
given a
tried,
shit.
and to this day I feel bad because I wasted their fucking money. But they didn't tell me what the job was going to be. They just sat me there and said, "Okay, you got to make all this."
So, all right, child, how are you with assembly and machine language?
Exactly.
Fucking
So
what?
it was the worst. I did return the book to the library. I made a lot of extra money participating in university surveys where, they like the students have to do their papers and shit. So that they need to get a bunch of samples to come in and like, okay, how do you interpret these blocks?
Yeah.
And I think I made an extra 600 on the side doing those for the 2 weeks.
what a criminal.
It was great.
Okay. So
That afforded me the money to buy the Icky Towson bag I liked so much at Fan Expo.
Nice.
all right. So my worst job was not the telemarketing place that I just described, because I only worked there for 1 week, made 0 sales, and left happily. That being said, there was a girl that worked with us that smelled so bad that at one point the boss said, "All of you go home and take a shower." All of you. Like,
I don't know who it is,
while
but-
staring at the person, and then no improvements were made. The word.
What was her name? Smell.
Melissa.
Smulia, whatever. The worst job I ever had was that I grew up in a suburban town around Montreal, and there was one local pub there, and I worked as an underage busboy when I was 15
Nice.
or 16 for one summer. And so there's dive bars in the city, right? But there's no dive bar like the hopeless suburban dive bar.
Yeah. I know the type.
And just like clearly too young for this, and pick up this shitload of broken glass in a dark room, which is a way shittier task than you would think it was. Take out all these ashtrays and accidentally burn the fuck out of yourself. But the worst part, in this tops like 8 years of bagging groceries, or the disgustingness of fucking doing telemarketing, is going to the bathroom and clean up after the drunks. Nothing tops that.
No, it sounds like a pretty nasty job.
Especially when it's like, okay, shit and piss and vomit. Okay.
That's normal.
Blood. That's the one that
Yeah.
freaks you out because you're terrified to interact with
course.
it. And it's like, is that vomit? No, it's blood and vomit. Great. And
Fantastic.
the best part is that since I was under the
Free
table,
booze.
what is the bartender supposed to do with the tips they receive in regards to the bus boys and the fucking waiting staff, depending on how that goes? It's supposed to be shared because no one's going to tip a busboy. But the bartender was the daughter of the owner, so fuck you. You get paid your $6 an hour for this
so
bullshit.
you didn't even get
I
anything
lasted
good out
like
of
a
it.
couple weeks and bought Silent Hill 3 when it came out. and it was fucking worth it, I guess. But
Yeah, because I lasted at the meat packing plant. No, wait, not meat packing plant. That's a different thing. No, at the Zeller's distribution center for the entire summer. Then I just got myself a PS2 with that.
Yeah.
But just cleaning up blood vomit is just
that looked like blood vomit to you?
Blood.
Runner-ups of
It's blood.
runner-ups of jobs that I applied for, and thank God I didn't get.
The desperation jobs.
One is medical test
Testing.
subject.
Yeah,
At which point I backed out before I went, because I was talking to my girlfriend at the time, whose friend got into it, and that's where I heard it from. And she was like, "Oh yeah, Jimmy can't sleep."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What do you mean Jimmy can't sleep? Like, he's been doing this for a couple years and he just can't sleep anymore. He's never able to sleep.
Jimmy don't sleep no more."
And I'm like, okay, not doing this fucking shit.
Yeah.
And the one
Farm
that,
of death.
Okay, so my friend, Dean, your mom has friends. Oh, my friend Dina.
Yeah.
Her husband works at he can get you a job. And like, go down there and do the interview. And it was going to be for cleaning staff for operating rooms.
Yeah.
Which is a dark ass job that you shouldn't do. Because I talked to him after I failed out, and he's like, "It's probably for the best." I see every day I see bits of people that probably should have gone back inside them.
That's fun.
Like, what the fuck is that? Is that a whole liver?
Dude, no one needs that.
Being not 16 and trying to make some money because your parents are like, "I'm not giving you allowance anymore."
Doesn't happen. Yeah.
Is the worst.
Yeah.
And I it's just like that one when I was dealing with that shit. I had the one friend that got the job.
The one friend. Yeah.
He got the job.
Chocolate tester.
Riding the fucking ice cream bike around town.
Shut up.
That's the job. That's
At
living the
fucking-
dream.
At 14,
Living
he
the
got
dream.
the ice cream job bike, and I was like, I hate everything about your existence.
But my parents were always really sympathetic to the fact that the job pool was aggressively limited where I lived. There were like a grand total of like 6 jobs that opened up in the summer, and they were made for kids. Like they weren't real positions.
I had a high school of 2,000 people that were competing for 14 fast food jobs in the whole fucking town.
Around my place, it was because there was 4 businesses.
Yeah.
I tried desperately to work at. I gave resumes to every comic book store in the fucking
you did.
like
Of course.
city, and none of them
course.
will take you because everyone already had it.
Exactly. Like there was a literal moment of my dad telling me to make a lemonade stand that occurred. That was like,
You
what?
make sure the N is backwards. Or
Dad, I'm not 6 years
are you
old.
on? You know, all right.
Make sure the A is backwards. That'll look different.
The A is backwards?
Upside down, right?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
Woolie's bad lemonade stand. Enjoy.
Should have just fucking
Salt
invested
lemonade.
in Apple.
You should have. Should have invested in Nintendo up until a week ago.
Put it all on Exxon.
Damn it, man.
That would have been a really good stock for a while.
Yeah.
What do we got in stock for?
In stock for this
think
week. Street
everything
Fighter
can-
will continue.
Everything continues.